Pretty swell.
Good, good. So, I got like a bunch of questions, right? There's going to be some contention here. There's no doubt that that's true. I did like your anti-feminist takes, though. I will admit that readily. Your anti-feminist takes were fucking hilarious. But do you actually think that you're Uriel the Archangel?
Yep.
Okay, so can you walk me through why it is you think you're Uriel the Archangel?
Because my spirit is a space, and when I became aware for the first time, I became aware in that position that Jews are trying to break down as describing Uriel.
Well, what do you mean by that? You say that your spirit's in a spit.
Uriel letters itself is a spelling of describing the Western Hemisphere when the sun makes a transition. So the whole Kabbalah or the whole concept about us coming into existence from nothing to something or a specific space, they calculate it based on the position that each spirit come down here and manifest. So based upon your thought form, they came up with a Jewish mysticism to kind of like encapsulate a character, and a character is an expression, and that expression represents a position of a transition of the sun. And based on that calculation
Well,
and
hang
letter
on.
and things, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but before we get too far into it, I want to make sure that I got this right. Do you think that you're the actual angel Uriel?
Yes.
Okay, like the manifestation of this being.
Yes.
Okay, so then my question becomes: if I say that I'm Uriel, how could you demonstrate that I'm wrong?
Based on your intellect.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm claiming that I am the archangel Uriel, and that you are not. Why am I wrong?
Because you don't even know. Claiming you Uriel just meant based on me trying to prove to you that you ain't something that you claiming that you are. But we will have it means, Uriel, what it means. And then once we get into the
Well, can
intellect,
you with your angelic, yeah, can you with your angelic power demonstrate that you're Uriel?
that angelic power is intellect.
There's no other angelic power.
Not that I seen described.
Well, so the biblically, which is, I mean, Uriel is mentioned in the Bible. I'm sure that you know this, but
Right. And every story is described
archangels
as
were,
intellect.
yeah, but not really. Archangels can manifest, and archangels most certainly have manifested.
I'm here.
Michael and Archangel took down Lucifer, right?
Right.
Okay, so the thing is that if you're an actual archangel, can't you demonstrate that? You say that you claim that you can demonstrate this through words,
intellect.
right? But that's not really a demonstration.
Yes, it is. You just got the wrong interpretation. You might believe in Christianity concept, and that might be the wrong starting point. So Lucifer
Well,
is an allegory to intellectual property, which is a form of information. Information leads humans into their desires because they use information for their desires. So the whole story is an allegory of an individual getting lost into desires, or a demon, or a dragon, or a snake, or a beast. The allegory of Michael is the intellect of an idea that could get a person out of their desires. So whoever have the
so it's not
intellect,
literally true. Hang on. So it's not literally true. It's an allegory.
it's an allegory based on our true characters.
Okay. So if you're a true character, Uriel,
Right.
that's not an allegory. That's an actual being.
Right. So
And
I'm
what
so
we know
right,
of the being,
and I'm the actual
hang
being.
on. I let you speak. Let me finish, and then I'll let you speak. I promise. But if you're an actual being, everything that you know from this actual being comes from the Bible. That gives a descriptor of what the being is. So that clearly isn't an allegory.
But everything I know is don't come from the Bible. That's why I break down the Bible in
Well,
the way y'all
but
never heard it
Uriel
before.
comes from the Bible. But
The the
Uriel
the
comes from the
spell,
Bible.
the term, but it's pointing to something in actuality in real life.
It's pointing to a being which you claim that you're the manifestation of.
Right.
So if it's pointing to a being that you claim you're the manifestation of, the descriptor is there and it transcends allegory.
The allegory is the intellect.
There is no allegory. You claim you're a being. It's not an
In the
allegory
flesh.
anymore.
The
If you're
intellect.
the being in the flesh, then everything that is a descriptor for what Uriel is capable of doing is not an allegory anymore. It's a
Yeah.
descriptor of the being.
Right.
So then demonstrate that you're Uriel. So then demonstrate that you're Uriel. It's not an allegory now. There's powers which are ascribed to Uriel. Show us them. Demonstrate them.
Right. When you give someone the intellect to destroy a desire, and the specific intellect you got describe who you are as a character, we got many different tools to do this. You're the individual that's able to break a person's out of that desire. Now, Michael is giving birth or breaking the desire of someone who probably jack off too much or whatever like that. Now, if you claim you was Archangel Michael, but you don't have the intellect to stop somebody from jacking off, you don't have the character to even start to say you're Michael. So at some point, you're going to be using and that you want me to show you I got powers is basically you having the wrong interpretation of what powers mean in the Bible. That's my point. And by me having the go ahead.
Can't be true.
What you mean it can't be true?
Listen, that actually can't be. Well, it can't be true because you're claiming that this is an allegory of what this angel represents. But at the same time, you claim you're the being of that. The being of that. Do you know what an allegory is? Then it's no longer. Hang on. Then it's no. Yeah, it's a representation.
Something in real life.
A story that is fictional.
An allegory.
Well, no, it's a representation of a story that's fictional. That you, bro. Hang on. Let me finish. I've been very respectful. Let you finish what you had to say. Right? It's a representation of something that can be mapped onto real life. Right? That's it. The story is false, or it's fake, or it's fiction, but it can be mapped onto real life. So in this particular case, though, this isn't an allegory. You're saying you're the manifestation of the being. Is there anything that you, as the manifestation of Uriel, can demonstrate as you being the manifestation of Uriel that no human being can do?
Okay, let's get this clear. An allegory is based on reality. So when you make up a creative concept about something in actual reality, this is what we call anthropomorphizing, where we're basing a concept we create that's focused on something in reality. So when you hear angels is men, they're making up a character based on man. So when they got a system for it, this takes us into Kabbalah. This takes us into these things.
But this doesn't answer my question.
So what I'm saying is, hold on, let me finish. So what I'm saying is, these are descriptions of attributes. In your mind, you think these attributes have something to do with a superpower like Marvel Comics, and then a person who's claiming that thing being able to do that in real life. Where the whole premise itself is not based on Marvel Comics. It's about things in reality. Just like the Egyptian gods. For an example, let me finish. Let me finish.
How long do you take to finish before the other person get a word in?
Because you're not understanding comprehension skills.
I can repeat it back to you. For the
example, Egyptian gods ain't in the mind state of you're saying it. They was referring to things that's in reality. So they may have a cloud god, they may have a tree god, but the gods was representing characters of things we see in reality. So when you hear me say Uriel is an allegory to a man with intellect, not a man shooting Marvel comic powers out of their hands.
Okay, I understand what your position is. What I'm demonstrating to you is
you're lost in some witchcraft type stuff.
Okay, calm down, bro. You have to calm down and let speak.
I'm not hyped.
What I'm saying to you specifically is that this cannot be.
I don't want to have no meta conversation. This is pseudo at this point.
It can't be
pseudo.
First of all, meta conversation.
Pseudo.
What's wrong with a meta conversation? We're not even having a meta conversation. That would be a conversation about the conversation.
It's pseudo.
Meta conversation is a conversation about the conversation.
We're
not having that.
And you're
lost. Having a conversation.
You're pseudo and lost. You have the wrong interpretation of the Bible.
Can you demonstrate in any way, shape, or form you're a fucking angel?
You pseudo.
Demonstrate it.
You pseudo. You got the wrong interpretation about the Bible.
You just keep repeating the same shit.
Because I just broke down what an angel is, and you got the wrong interpretation. You keep trying to tell me to shoot powers because you're retarded. You got the wrong interpretation of the Bible.
I'm not
ain't
use
gonna
your
never see a
powers.
man walk on water. You ain't gonna never see no
How about
floating fart.
logically
You ain't never
demonstrate
see
it?
no
How about
you ain't gonna never
logically
see no
demonstrate it?
floating fart cloud in the sky. You ain't gonna never see nobody, no angels floating
Yeah, keep
past the
screaming,
sun.
man.
So you
Yeah,
got the
keep
wrong
screaming.
interpretation.
Go
And you're
unhinged.
trying to have me
Go
prove
unhinged,
a
bro.
wrong premise.
Go unhinged.
And I'm not gonna sit here and be
Yeah.
retarded and prove a wrong premise.
Yell, scream.
Nobody had
Scream.
Batman and
That makes you look
Superman
right.
powers, and that's the wrong interpretation of reading the
Shout
Bible.
over me.
So just because you
Genius.
lack comprehension, I'm not
You
gonna
go.
I'm not gonna play your game. So you either gonna
Yeah, so
argue
you
like an
won't,
adult,
you won't engage.
you either
So you
gonna
won't
argue
engage.
like an adult, or the
I'm
conversation is gonna
arguing
be
like an
over.
adult.
I don't care about your reverse
Would you like me to
psychology.
give it? Would you like
Nobody
me to give it to you
shoot
in
powers out
literally
their
premises?
hands like a
Do you want me to give it to you in a
motherfucking Mortal
premise?
Kombat character. So grow up
Do
in
you
your
want me to give you
mind,
in a
and then
premise?
that's when I calm down. Or I'm gonna treat you like a child the more you keep having childish arguments.
You should just
Now,
keep screaming.
if I just broke down what even
Keep
Jewish
screaming.
meant, what even Jews
Genius
meant
level stuff.
by angels, and you still try to
Uh-huh.
mix it into
You're
some
not
Western
engaging the
hemisphere
argument.
concept of it, I'm not gonna have no conversation with no retard.
Yeah, because you can't. You can't have a conversation. You're an idiot.
Because I just broke it down and you don't have nothing else to say
No,
but to
would
ask
you
me
like
to
it?
have a
Would you like it in
Superman
premise
power.
form?